Okay then, Maui, what is your bad point?
Yeah, I mean, we had to address this, right? Like, this is the biggest news story of the past week or so, is the fact that there's rumors that cadiaN is going to be the one that's benched for Liquid, and I feel like, I mean, I would go through my mental list of who I would bench in what order on that team, and cadiaN is probably fourth for me. Based off of things that are like, we don't know obviously what's happening on the inside. Like, cadiaN could be the most toxic person in the world. I'm not aware of that. So if he is, and this blows up, and this take blows up, I didn't know that cadiaN was the worst human to ever interact with, if that's the case. But in my order of ranking of who I would kick in and everything, I would say Yukindar has been tragically bad. Like, the fall off from this guy has been absurdly strong, and it's probably hindering Liquid the most. The second guy I would say I would probably have it out for benching is actually probably Zeus, because I feel like if you couldn't help meld these players and put it together, and you also decided to bring in Skulls, who's been kind of like a I'd say slightly negative asset for the team.
At this point, Zeus has to actually win. Zeus has to actually win the major before Mario will ever forgive him for bringing Skulls into this team.
Dude, Skulls just doesn't have good mechanics. I don't know.
He doesn't.
He just doesn't have tier 1 mechanics.
I know, but you have to understand, Davey. It's like a bingo card. It's a preoccupation of Mario. It's like every episode, like Skulls gets in there. So come on, keep going.
The third guy would be Skulls himself, and then the fourth would just be cadiaN. I will say that cadiaN's opping ability is dubious. He's probably one of the weakest oppers right now on a team that you consider tier 1, and so for that, his individual play definitely needs to be reprimanded. You need to say, what the hell, like get into the DMs or whatever you need to do to get that op. Just pug a lot more, dude. Like, just play a lot more pugs or something like that, and just op all the time. Don't rifle at all, because
do you think you even need pugs on T side? Or pugs, ops, sorry.
Ops.
Do you think you need ops on T side right now?
I think it's one of the only ways to play to punish. Because if CTs are going to do aggressive moves, like, I don't feel confident holding that with a rifle anymore. I don't feel confident even watching pros holding it with AKs as much anymore. So if you know what the re-aggress is likely to be, I'd rather cadiaN holds it with an op, and sometimes he just flat out misses. Like, he flat out misses. Like, it's weird. It's bad. It's bad to watch. So, but cadiaN, again, like, the only two people I have completely safe on this roster, in my eyes, of performance is easily Twist and Naf. Like, they've been absurdly strong, and so the whole bad point here is just that for Liquid to do a self-diagnosis and come to the conclusion that cadiaN is on the outs, I think that's a very poor self-assessment when Yukindar's the one that's been playing horribly. Skulls hasn't really been an asset to this team whatsoever, and if Zeus can't help this team gel, then I'm just confused what he's doing with the team. And they're just saying, no, the guy that had he led the team that had the highest floor in tier 1 Counter-Strike for like a year straight, and we're saying that's the problem, then I'm questioning one, like, their own ability to look at themselves introspectively, and two, well, maybe cadiaN is like doing something horribly wrong here from the inside, and we're just not privy to that.
Yeah, I had been asked on stream about it when the news broke, and I was like, that's got to be one of the dumbest moves they could make at this point, when you have Yukindar and Skulls just torpedoing your team, like, as if cadiaN's the biggest problem. And sort of what you said, Alex, is like, the only way I can imagine replacing cadiaN being a good idea is if literally all 4 of the players have gone to Zeus and the management and said, we do not want to be in-game led by this guy anymore. Then all of a sudden it's like, okay, well, I guess we have to replace him then, right? Even against their will. If all 4 players are like, fuck this guy, I don't want to play with him anymore, he doesn't know what he's talking about, we hate playing this way, but like all that, sure, fine. Then you have to replace him. But I can't see that being the case. Even so, I mean, maybe it is, like you said, but I can't see that being the case. So I think replacing cadiaN makes no sense. I think realistically, they should at this point just replace Yukindar and Skulls and go from there and try it with a different lineup.
I've got a few things on this. First of all, just a meme one, which is when everyone was doing all that like online meme shit on Twitter about when Liquid played Astralis in CCT, an online tournament, and then Liquid won. And everyone was doing all that shit meme stuff of like, oh, look, it's Astralis versus Team Liquid. It's like, Mate, it's only Naff and Twist against Device. That's it at this point in time. And the joke is Device is the IGL. And so my joke for you would be this, guys. Congrats. You finally got revenge in the semi-final of an online cup. I think Device will just take all the majors. Just gonna, I don't want to speak for him, but I think he accepts the terms of your deal. I think he like that fucking porn star's job. Like, oh, can I get a win? Yeah, but all I can do is give you a CCT online semi-final. Like, it's a shit fucking deal. So one, there's that. But on the cadiaN thing, this is why when they actually made this team, one of the points I made on all my talk shows is I loved the original lineup that they were suggesting. Obviously, they were originally going to get Kaiser out of, people don't know, right? I thought that did look like an insane super team. But the difference is, I even said the whole time, just like Navi's team, this is one of the most ambitious projects I've ever seen made, though, because you're essentially making the team almost like from the ground up. Like, you haven't really got a core there, just because your Kindar Naf played together and then Twist and Naf played, like, that's not a core. Like, there's not enough overlap there, and that's years ago. So to me, it was very ambitious, and one of the reasons why was every player had like a gamble factor on them. Like, an obvious one for cadiaN was, yes, he just did a fantastic job IGLing in one of the most idiosyncratic teams ever. Remember, he got to be the AWPer and the IGL, and he essentially, it looks like, picked every player in the team. Like, that's such
and
a
speaking his native language.
Yeah, and it's all Danish as well. Like, that's such a specific set of circumstances. You just can't take that player. I mean, dude, people didn't even give Glaive this status. Like, you can't just take that player and go, he's a plug and play player, just chuck him in any team, he'd be great. Like, actually, no one knows that. If anything, it's only the heroic teams this has worked in. So I do think people missed that, because what they missed is this. I mean, the joke is at the end he didn't have the buy-in, but I think one of the reasons why he had that insane buy-in is because he did actually have all these guys when there were nobodies. He got them all when they were just up-and-coming players, piece by piece, and brought them into his team and developed their style and and almost every player was better under cadiaN than they had been before, right? I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, because you're all so dumb when you watch those fucking vlogs and interviews. You all believe, like, I think Twist is just a great guy. He is, but he's also a human. And I'll tell you what, Team Liquid, every version of Team Liquid, guys, has players in there that have enormous egos. And I'll tell you what, that's the difference that cadiaN just learned now, Davey, is he might have thought it was bad at the end dealing with like Stour and Yabby when they like mutinied him. No, mate. There's people in this team, I've pointed this out on past episodes, there's people in this team vetoed Elige being in this super team. That like, Elige, no thanks, don't need you. Like, that's the level we're on. Like, Team Liquid isn't some fucking like backstreet team. They have like the players in that team, they know they're on the fucking Lakers or the Yankees, boys, and if they're like the actual made men who get a lot of say, they're not just going to sit around. Like, here's what's mad about this point. I actually think there's a good and a bad. The bad is this. I think it is terrible that they decided to make these moves now. Like, to me, if anything, bro, from the outside, it's coming together finally. Like, every tournament I see you, you look better and better and better. You get, you're this close from, by the way, beating most of the top teams. Like, I actually thought, if anything, you bail like months early ago. You feel when you don't make the major, that might be when you bail. You don't bail now. Like, now, if anything, I would have said, if I didn't know any internal dramas going on, just wait till the end of this major cycle. If you feel the next major, okay, cool, then blow it up. Because the reason why I say there's a good side to it, though, is in a fucked up way, here's how I'll spin it that it's not a negative. I think there are big egos. I'll tell you one thing I do like about that, Davey. I've complained like a motherfucker on past episodes about complexity, where I actually think complexity having that run at Pro League is the worst thing that can happen to them. Because now they're going to believe all that hype of like, oh no, actually Grim and fucking Floppy are amazing and sick. And it's like, yeah, but they don't need to be. You've already got a Elige, mate. You can just get these sick European players and start winning tomorrow. So the difference is, I'll give Team Liquid this credit. Technically, their results are better than Cole's, but they're apparently not just willing to sit and go, that's cool, just keep the team together. Like, if they really think they need to make the big gamble move or upgrade, apparently they're willing to do it. So even though I hate this specific one, I agree with you guys. I don't know why this would be the first guy out the gate. Like, everything from outside the team. Like, there's another thing. When players are playing as bad as some of his players are, can that really be him? You know what I mean? Like, he didn't make Kindar not figure out how to put the crosshair over a guy's head. He didn't make fucking Skulls just have times where he just looks like he doesn't know what he's doing. Like, at the end of the day, KD's job is in-game leading. He's not like Skulls' dad. He's not there to teach you Kindar CS. Ironic, eh, you Kindar. But anyway, it's just how that works out. I actually I don't even care if these people never tune in the show, but if you ever do, it'd be sick that I'm sort of like shit talking you, like breaking the fourth wall and doing the show at the same time. So anyway, that's what I can do. You can't even shoot people in the head with a full crosshair, so I can multitask. So yeah, I'll just leave it at that. There you go. I
can't imagine Naf watching Skulls play the role that Naf played for years and watching him do the things he's doing and being like, Just give him time.
By the way, there's another one. There's another one, Davey. I'll give you an example. By the way, I'm not even saying these people are toxic for having a big ego. By the way, Naf has a big ego. I'll tell you that right now. Of
course.
This guy, he comes off super chill, ever. But I'll tell you what, I agree with you, Davey. He's not going to sit around and just let someone tank the game forever, mate, and go, lol, who cares? No, like, he's just the sort of guy who has his own way of dealing with it, mate. Like, if you notice, he also escapes the Game of Thrones and never gets caught, so he knows what he's doing. He's not an idiot, guys. He's just giving off that demeanor of like, oh, I'm just a stoner or whatever, like, lol, whatever. It's like, mate, he's survived every Game of Thrones, caught ever in Team Liquid. What do you want? This guy's probably a fucking master.
See more cool, funny, interesting clips based on topics from my content? Well, subscribe to this channel then, or, be a pleb and don't.